Why is it that in a world full of advancements, we're more stressed and anxious than ever? It's almost as if the more we know, the more we overthink. Dr. Julie Smith, a world-leading psychologist, has made it her mission to address this paradox. With over 3 million followers hanging on her every word, she dives into the art of detaching from overthinking and anxiety. But here's the kicker, she does it all on TikTok, a platform known more for dance trends than deep psychological insights. Intrigued? You should be. Dr. Smith's approach combines cutting-edge psychology with practical, everyday advice that anyone can apply. Imagine breaking free from the cycle of stress and living a life where anxiety doesn't rule your decisions. Sounds like a dream, right? Let's uncover her secrets and see how you can start living this reality today. Dr. Julie Smith, a renowned clinical psychologist with over 3 million followers, dives deep into the intricacies of stress, pressure, and burnout. She brings a refreshing perspective, emphasizing the need to recognize habitual responses to these modern maladies. Ever found yourself grabbing that glass of wine or diving into the fridge when overwhelmed? That's a habitual response. Dr. Smith highlights the importance of identifying these patterns and breaking the cycles that perpetuate negative behavior. She argues that therapy isn't just about talking, it's about actionable steps to foster change. Imagine this, you're stuck in a loop, constantly feeling overwhelmed by work, life, or just the daily grind. Dr. Smith's insights can be a game changer. She believes that understanding your automatic reactions is the first step towards managing stress effectively. It's like having a mental toolkit, ready to be used when those overwhelming feelings start creeping in. Therapy, as she puts it, provides the tools to not just cope but thrive. Dr. Smith doesn't just stop at identifying stress.
Dr. Julie Smith's journey into psychology is as fascinating as it is inspiring.
Think about incorporating mindfulness
she was always
practices into
intrigued
your
by
daily
human
routine.
behavior and development.
Simple, right?
Instead of experiencing
Yet,
a
it can
single
drastically
transformative
change how
event,
you handle
she found her
stress.
passion through
She also
continuous
suggests
exploration.
engaging in activities
For
that
instance,
genuinely
she
make you
loved
happy,
reading stories
be it reading
about
a book,
ordinary
taking
people
a
in
walk,
everyday
or even
situations,
dancing like
which
nobody's
sparked her
watching.
interest in how
These
individuals
small,
become who
joyful
they are.
moments can help break
This
the cycle of
curiosity led her to
negativity,
pursue
setting the stage
psychology,
for a more
not
balanced
because of a
life.
traumatic event,
Now,
but because
let's
of a
delve into
genuine
her fascination
fascination
with
how
the
she
human
got
mind.
here.
Following one's interests is a theme Dr. Smith champions. She often advises people to explore what excites them rather than waiting for an epiphany. Take her own example, when a new A-level psychology course was introduced at her college, she jumped at the chance, simply because it sounded interesting. This initial step opened up a whole new world for her, eventually leading to a university degree and a successful career. Her story is a testament to the power of following one's curiosity and passion. Dr. Smith's career path was anything but linear. She didn't have a clear-cut plan but instead followed her interests at every stage. This approach allowed her to discover various aspects of psychology that she found intriguing. She encourages others to do the same, to keep exploring and learning. For those wondering about their career paths, she suggests diving into subjects that pique their interest and seeing where that leads. It's all about the journey, not just the destination. Now, let's explore how she applies her insights into the predictability and individuality in therapy. Dr. Julie Smith sheds light on the fascinating balance between predictability and individuality in therapy. On the one hand, human behavior exhibits certain predictable patterns. For instance, when faced with stress, many people might turn to similar coping mechanisms like overeating or excessive screen time. But here's where it gets interesting. Therapy reveals that each individual's response and coping strategies are uniquely their own. It's this unpredictability that makes therapy such a deeply personalized process. Consider a scenario where two people experience similar stressful events. While one might resort to binge-watching TV, the other could find solace in journaling. Dr. Smith highlights that understanding these unique patterns is crucial for effective therapy. It's not just about knowing that people tend to avoid stress, it's about delving into why a particular person avoids it in their specific way. This personalized approach helps in crafting strategies that are tailored to each individual's needs and experiences. Dr. Smith's work in therapy emphasizes that no two therapy sessions are alike because no two people are exactly the same. She often finds that even predictable behavior patterns are influenced by a myriad of personal experiences and backgrounds. For example, while cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, might be effective for many, the nuances of its application can vary greatly from person to person. Dr. Smith's approach ensures that therapy is a dynamic process, evolving with each client's journey. Speaking of evolution, her transition to social media is another fascinating chapter in her story. Dr. Julie Smith's foray into social media began with a mix of curiosity and hesitation. Initially, the idea of sharing her insights on TikTok seemed daunting due to privacy concerns and the platform's reputation for being more about dance trends than mental health advice. However, she quickly discovered the overwhelming need for accessible mental health education. Imagine her surprise when her first few videos garnered thousands of views, showing just how hungry people were for this kind of content. Transitioning to TikTok wasn't just about gaining followers, it was about making mental health resources available to a broader audience. Dr. Smith's bite-sized videos offer practical advice on managing anxiety, stress, and emotional well-being. For instance, she shares tips on using breathwork to calm the mind or how to recognize and break negative thought patterns. These short, impactful videos resonate with millions because they provide immediate, actionable insights that people can apply in their daily lives. Her success on social media underscores a vital point: the demand for mental health education is massive and spans across all demographics. Dr. Smith found that her followers weren't just teenagers looking for quick entertainment, they were parents, professionals, and even grandparents seeking guidance. This diverse audience motivated her to continue creating content, despite the initial doubts. Her journey into the digital realm proves that platforms like TikTok can be powerful tools for spreading valuable knowledge. Now, let's delve into the practical coping strategies she advocates for managing stress and anxiety. Dr. Julie Smith is a firm believer in equipping people with practical coping strategies to manage stress and anxiety. One of her favorite techniques is breathwork, which she describes as a simple yet powerful tool. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed. By practicing box breathing, inhaling for 4 seconds, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding again for 4, you can significantly reduce anxiety. This method helps to regulate your nervous system, making you feel more grounded and calm. Another crucial strategy Dr. Smith emphasizes is the importance of human connection. In a world where we often isolate ourselves when stressed, reaching out to a friend or loved one can make a world of difference. Picture this: you're having a tough day, and instead of bottling it up, you call a friend and share your feelings. That simple act of connection can provide emotional relief and remind you that you're not alone. Dr. Smith suggests regularly scheduling time with supportive people in your life to foster these essential connections. Addressing core beliefs is another cornerstone of Dr. Smith's approach. Often, our deepest anxieties are rooted in long-standing beliefs about ourselves. For instance, someone might believe they're not good enough, leading to chronic self-doubt and stress. Dr. Smith recommends journaling as a way to uncover and challenge these beliefs. By writing down your thoughts and examining the evidence for and against them, you can start to reshape your mindset. This process, although gradual, can lead to profound changes in how you perceive and respond to stress. Let's now explore how Dr. Smith maintains a balance between public life and personal values. Navigating public life while maintaining personal values is a balancing act Dr. Julie Smith knows all too well. As her social media presence grew, so did the challenges of staying true to herself while being in the public eye. Imagine juggling the demands of a large online following with the need to protect her family's privacy. Dr. Smith emphasizes the importance of setting boundaries and prioritizing what truly matters. She often reflects on her core values to ensure that her public persona aligns with her personal beliefs and commitments. One practical example she shares is the practice of saying no. With increasing invitations for public appearances and collaborations, Dr. Smith learned that it's okay to turn down opportunities that don't resonate with her values or stretch her too thin. She suggests that anyone facing similar pressures should regularly evaluate their commitments. Ask yourself, does this align with my goals? Will this take time away from what's most important to me? This kind of reflection helps maintain balance and prevent burnout. Dr. Smith's approach to balance also includes carving out dedicated family time. Despite her busy schedule, she ensures she is present for her children and spouse. This means setting aside specific times where work and social media are off limits. By creating a clear distinction between work and personal life, she models a healthy balance for her followers. It's a reminder that success doesn't have to come at the expense of personal happiness and well-being. Speaking of well-being, let's delve into how understanding behavioral cycles can lead to lasting change. Dr. Julie Smith delves into the concept of behavioral cycles, particularly through the lens of cognitive analytic therapy, CAT. This approach is all about understanding and breaking the outdated coping mechanisms that we've carried from our early life into adulthood. Imagine recognizing a pattern where every time you feel stressed, you isolate yourself, even though it makes you feel worse. CAT helps identify these cycles and offers strategies to break free from them, fostering healthier behavior. Consider the cycle of avoidance that many people experience. For instance, if someone grew up in a household where conflict was common, they might develop a habit of avoiding confrontation at all costs. This avoidance might temporarily reduce stress but often leads to unresolved issues and greater anxiety in the long run. Dr. Smith suggests starting with small steps to confront these fears. Maybe it's as simple as voicing a minor concern instead of keeping silent. Over time, these small actions can disrupt the cycle and build more constructive habits. Reflecting on experiences is another key component of CAT. Dr. Smith advises keeping a journal to track situations that trigger negative patterns. Write down what happened, how you reacted, and what the outcome was. This reflective practice can reveal underlying themes and help you develop alternative responses. By regularly reviewing these entries, you gain insights into your behavior and can make conscious efforts to change. This methodical approach can lead to significant personal growth and emotional resilience. Speaking of growth, let's discuss the importance of basics like sleep, nutrition, and exercise in maintaining mental health. Dr. Julie Smith stresses the undeniable importance of basics like sleep, nutrition, exercise, and human connection in maintaining mental health. It might seem elementary, but these fundamentals are often the first to be neglected. Imagine trying to function on just a few hours of sleep. It's no surprise that your mood and cognitive abilities take a hit. Dr. Smith highlights that prioritizing quality sleep is a cornerstone for mental well-being. She suggests setting a regular bedtime, creating a restful environment, and avoiding screens before sleep to improve sleep hygiene. Nutrition plays a pivotal role too. Think about how you feel after eating a balanced meal compared to a fast food binge. Dr. Smith advocates for a diet rich in whole foods, emphasizing the benefits of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. She mentions that proper nutrition can significantly affect your energy levels and mood. For instance, starting your day with a nutritious breakfast can set a positive tone for the day. Simple changes like reducing sugar intake and staying hydrated can make a noticeable difference in how you feel mentally and physically. Exercise is another critical element in this trifecta of basics. Dr. Smith encourages incorporating physical activity into your daily routine, even if it's just a brisk walk. Physical exercise releases endorphins, which are natural mood lifters. She points out that you don't need to hit the gym for hours. Even 20 minutes of moderate exercise can improve your mental health. Pairing exercise with social activities, like joining a sports team or a walking group, can also boost your sense of community and belonging. Now, let's explore how embracing vulnerability and repeated exposure to challenges can build confidence. Dr. Julie Smith believes that true confidence comes from embracing vulnerability and repeatedly exposing oneself to challenging situations. It might sound counterintuitive, but stepping out of your comfort zone is where real growth happens. Picture this: you've always been terrified of public speaking. Instead of avoiding it, Dr. Smith suggests starting small, maybe by speaking up in a meeting or giving a toast at a family dinner. These small acts of bravery accumulate, gradually expanding your comfort zone and boosting your confidence. Dr. Smith often shares stories of her own experiences with vulnerability. For instance, when she first started creating content for TikTok, she felt incredibly exposed. However, she pushed through the discomfort, knowing that the potential to help others outweighed her fear. This kind of mindset shift, from seeing vulnerability as a weakness to viewing it as a strength, can transform how you approach challenges. She encourages practicing this in daily life, whether it's trying a new hobby, starting a conversation with a stranger, or applying for a job you're not sure you're qualified for. Building confidence isn't about eliminating fear but learning to act despite it. Dr. Smith suggests keeping a confidence journal where you note each time you step out of your comfort zone and how it made you feel. Over time, this record becomes a powerful reminder of your resilience and capability. It's also helpful to surround yourself with supportive people who encourage you to take risks and celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Now, let's dive into how breathwork can be a powerful tool for managing anxiety and enhancing overall well-being. Dr. Julie Smith advocates for the power of breathwork in managing anxiety and enhancing overall well-being. Breathwork might seem simplistic, but its impact is profound. Imagine you're in the throes of anxiety, your heart is racing, and your mind is spinning. By practicing box breathing, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again for 4, you can calm your nervous system almost immediately. This technique helps to shift your body from a state of fight or flight to one of rest and relaxation. Dr. Smith often shares practical examples of breathwork that you can easily incorporate into your daily routine. For instance, before a stressful meeting, take a moment to practice deep breathing. This not only centers your mind but also reduces physical symptoms of anxiety, such as a racing heart. She emphasizes that the more you practice, the more effective it becomes. It's like building a muscle, the more you work on it, the stronger it gets. Over time, you'll find it easier to manage anxiety as it arises. Breathwork is not just a quick fix but a powerful tool for long-term mental health. Dr. Smith suggests integrating it with other mindfulness practices, such as meditation or yoga, for even greater benefits. Picture starting your day with a few minutes of focused breathing. It sets a calm tone for whatever comes next. She also recommends using breathwork during moments of acute stress, like when you're stuck in traffic or dealing with a difficult conversation. These techniques equip you with the ability to navigate life's challenges more smoothly. Now that you've learned the insights and strategies from Dr. Julie Smith, it's time to put them into action. Ask yourself, what small steps can you take today to break free from overthinking and manage your anxiety? Maybe start with a simple breathwork exercise or make a point to connect with a friend. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can create a life where stress and anxiety don't control you. Think about how these practices can fit into your daily routine. Can you set aside 5 minutes each morning for deep breathing? Or perhaps you can challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone and embrace vulnerability in a small way each day. The key is to start small and build from there. How will you begin to incorporate these lessons into your life? Don't let this knowledge stay theoretical. Make a commitment to yourself to try out these techniques and observe the changes. Have questions or need more guidance? Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss out on new insights and practical tips. Your journey to a more balanced and anxiety-free life starts now. Are you ready to take the first step?